here we go into the playoffs. And the NFL is the number one sport in America. Soccer probably is globally, but I don't care. I care about the NFL, and it's number one, and there's 12 teams in the playoffs. And, we're all sitting around picking our favorites and who we like and who we don't like. But to me, it's always been about, let's just go to numbers. It doesn't care. That's why during the political race, and I remember saying this, is everybody was making fun of Trump, and I kept saying, if he loses, it's going to be close. Why? Because there's basic data that says one side's got 48% of the people, the other side's got 48% of the people, and there's a bunch of us undecideds. He's going to get some of those undecideds. And the media was mocking Trump, and I'm like, he may not win, but it's going to be close. You people are kind of crazy. I think just look at the data. The data will tell you what's happening. Now, take away your biases, trying to confirm things. It's called confirmation bias. People try to find the numbers that work for them. Don't. Just find the numbers that will tell you who is most likely to win these games. And it's right in front of you. Just take the emotion out of it. Let's get to the data. We know this. What I'm about to tell you is we know this. Defenses can be ranked in a lot of areas, but the most accurate way to rank a defense is two ways. Points allowed. What do you give up? When the game's over on Sunday, if you're giving up less than 20, you got a good defense. The second way is yards allowed. That's also a factor. You don't give up a ton of yards. Now, sometimes teams like a New England or Peyton Manning's Colts in his prime would give up yards late in games playing a nickel defense because they led by 14 and they didn't want to give up the big play. So sometimes yards allowed's not quite as accurate, but it means something. So that's been established as you're listening to me right now. Here's how you measure a defense. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different variables, but it's like points allowed, yards allowed. That's your total defense right there. Here's what we know about the Super Bowl. Here's what we know about the NFL playoffs. Take your pom-poms and put them down. The number one defense in points allowed in the NFL has won the Super Bowl 13 times. The number two defense, yards allowed, has won it 9 times. Okay, and if you just add the number 3 defense in either one of those, that's 3 more times. Half the time, 50% of the time, the best or second best or third best defense in the league wins the Super Bowl. In fact, you can almost not find a mediocre defense that's ever won it. The only mediocre defense in recent memory that's won a Super Bowl is the New York Giants in 2011. Did not rank very well. But they did get better at the end of the year, and they had a tremendous superstar, JPP, who had 17 sacks. And I think Osi Umenyiora was also on that defensive line. So they could get after you. They could get after you. But we know going in, so let's just keep this very simple, very consumable. Of the 12 playoff teams, let's go to points allowed. Atlanta allows the most, Green Bay the second most, then Raiders, Dolphins, Lions, Texans, Steelers, Chiefs, Cowboys, Seahawks, Giants, Patriots. So we know the Patriots have the best points allowed defense, Giants second, Seahawks third, Cowboys, and the bottom end is Falcons, Packers, Raiders, Dolphins. Now let's go to yards allowed. Very simple. That's the other data we want to look at. Who allows the most yards? The Dolphins, the Raiders, the Falcons, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Lions, the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Giants, the Patriots, the Seahawks, and the Titans. So what does that tell you? Houston, Seattle, New England, Giants, it's hard to get yards. Where's it easy to get yards? Falcons, Raiders, Dolphins. So when you combine the two numbers, you can eliminate right now Atlanta, Miami, and Oakland. They will not win the Super Bowl. Atlanta, Miami, and Oakland will not win the Super Bowl. Not going to happen. Here's 2 other things that you may not like. New England's got the number 1 and number 3 defenses, points and yards allowed, and they're at home, and they have Brady, and they have Belichick. They're getting to the Super Bowl. Don't know if they'll win it, but they're getting to the Super Bowl. They check all the boxes. Here's the interesting one. What do you do with Green Bay? 11th in points, 8th in yards. May have to play a road game. Probably not winning the Super Bowl. And I like Green Bay a lot. But when I went and just just put in the hard drive today and looked at all the numbers, it doesn't look like Green Bay is winning the Super Bowl. Let's just throw it up there again. Points allowed, Green Bay is allowing the second most points. Yards allowed, they're not very good there either. And they've really, really struggled in the secondary. So, again, if you just take out the emotion, and I like Green Bay and they're playing well, I really like Green Bay. I really do like Green Bay. I think you have to be worried about them. But you start looking, points, yards, may have road games here. We'll have road games eventually if they beat the Giants. There it is. Atlanta, Miami, Oakland, done. You can't win the Super Bowl. Green Bay, probably not. New England, they're at least getting there. There you go.